Hello, this is Chair Chat number 12. In this video, I'm going to talk about my days as a young superhero. Now, my brother and I, we were both superheroes, and you're not a superhero if you don't have a costume, right? So what we would do is we would get a hold of my sister's leotards, which is kind of interesting because when I think about it, it seems like leotards were just like a part of all girls' lives. I don't know. I have, two daughters, and I don't remember leotards ever being a part of anything. So maybe they took dancing lessons, but, I don't know. But anyway, it was certainly a big part back in those days. Leotards. Anyway, my brother and I would get a hold of these leotards. And so we put the leotards on, and then we would take our swimming trunks, which are usually pretty tight, and then we would put those over the leotards. So now we're half looking like a superhero. So all we need now is like a t-shirt or something like a t-shirt or a shirt like that with long sleeves. Or, if it was short sleeves, that's okay. And maybe we could find something that could work as a cape. Sometimes we didn't. Now, what our task was, being superheroes was, we would roam the alleys, nearby. And, most of the backyards of these houses would have, the backyards weren't, big or anything like that. And the fences to most of these backyards were usually maybe 7 to 9 feet, tall. And so we, my brother and I, our job was to get on top of the fence. So your feet are on top of the fence, and there was usually like a phone wire. Excuse me, a phone wire, and you can balance yourself because you can get your hands on the wire. So now you are trying to walk from one side of the alley to the other side of the alley and back. That was our superhero duty. I don't know what we were trying to save, but now this wasn't easy as you might think, because sometimes some of these fences were pretty rickety. You didn't want to fall into one of these backyards because, if somebody would hear you, maybe, heaven forbid, they would come out, and you're caught, So it's something like, hey, Madge, look, there's some kid out there with his sister's leotards on. That would be embarrassing, right? Or, sometimes there's like some yard that has like a barking dog in it. Heaven forbid you should fall into that backyard because you just didn't know what the dog was going to do, and all of a sudden there's like, hey, Madge, look, Rover is biting on some kid with his sister's leotards on, so it's like, whoa. So anyway, we would scale again, get on the fence, go to the end of the alley, come back. That was our superhero duty. Well, one year we got really ambitious. But unfortunately for us, it was Halloween. Everybody's dressed up, on a Halloween. So we didn't really stick out, And the idea was to be real superheroes because, we used to always hear stories, even when we would go out trick-or-treating, of bullies, stealing your candy. And this was the first time that, I would hear about, the old potato in the stocking thing, and getting, whacked on the head. And of course, once you get whacked, you on the head or something like that, both of your hands, oh dear, oh me, oh my, So your your hands are up there, you drop your candy, the bullies grab your candy, they're gone. We were going to prevent that, my brother and I. And so we decided to go out and do our deed. Well, things didn't kind of work out the way we planned because we ended up being the ones being pursued by bullies. You know, somehow we just kind of we stuck out to those guys. Boy, they took one look and they chased us. Or maybe they just thought, I don't know what the deal was, but they are chasing us, and we're running for our lives. The first street, I could turn on, I would go ahead and make the turn. And maybe like the second car or third car I would see, I'd, dive under the car, hoping that, they wouldn't, know that I was under the car. And it's one of those things where it seemed like I was underneath that car for what seemed like hours, waiting and waiting and waiting for the coast to be clear. Well, eventually, the bullies, left. And eventually, I woke up and my brother and I, we would make our way back home, and that was our superhero duty. Anyway, I will leave you with that. And if you can make a contribution, I would greatly appreciate it. But let me just say that for now, I will leave you with that, and I will see you next time.